Let me know in chat if you can hear me fine. Once I get confirmation, we'll get started. How's everyone doing? Yeah, you can hear me fine? Sweet. Alright, so doing a stream as a follow-up to my last vlog. If any of you guys checked that out. Basically where I updated everyone on what's going on with Planet Dolan. So I figured I'd also open it up for a live stream Q&A. Or answer any questions you might have about what we're doing. I've got a predetermined list of questions that I can answer, but I can also answer any that you might have in chat as well. If you just wanted to post them kind of live, I'll go through them. The chat is moving a little bit fast, but it's mostly just hey, how are you and sups. I can definitely say that I'm doing okay. I just recovered from a horrible flu, and I have a bit of a cough, so I may splutter a little bit and blow out your ear holes, but if you just settle down and don't complain, that will be key. Alright, sweet. I'll probably have to turn on the slow chat mode until the amount of viewers we have dwindles down a little bit. Because right now it's completely unreadable. Alright, let me limit it to every 40 seconds or something. Damn, you guys asked us some good questions. I can't even read it. That's alright, I kind of expected it. But that's why we have a list ready. So just give it like 10 minutes and the chat should be a bit better. Anyway, let's get started, huh? Just in case anyone's unaware, the footage on the screen is from Super Planet Dolan. I've got every video lined up so that you can browse their entire catalog of animations all in this one stream. I know that's crazy, I know, alright? It's insane. But it'll be okay. I hope you don't mind not listening to any of the audio because none of these jokes work without the audio. But there's some nice visuals. The artists are really good. So I hope you enjoy that. So the first question comes in from Jake Carnage. For a writer position, what would I need to do? Because in the vlog I did mention that we're looking for writers for story-based animations. Now I will say that a lot of the people that we hire for Planet Dolan, they might not have like a giant resume full of stuff, you know, they haven't worked in 3,000 different jobs, you know, all that garbage. But what I look for are fun people, people who have some level of talent. And then I will say to them, hey, did you wanna maybe work for, you know, what we're doing here? That's how I got Hellbound on board. Oh man, he sent me an email that had like him playing just random ass games. There is like I don't even think there was any voice acting like demo on it, but he sounded like a really fun guy. So I'm like, all right, you're in, man, you're in. I'll give you a shot, and that worked out. He's a horrible person, but in terms of being a lucrative thing for the company, no, I'm kidding. He's a great guy. One of my best mates at this point. But when it comes to the writing position, that is one where I really do need a big resume. I need to know that you've worked in a variety of different genres, written in characters' voices, all of this stuff. I need to see proof of that, right? Because this is a hardcore job. Writing is like, okay, so if you were to grow a tree, you would put a really nice thing in the ground. What do you call them? A seed in the ground, and then it grows into a beautiful tree. Now imagine a seed covered in dog shit, wrapped in vomit, alright, and then has a little bit of sticky tape on it, and then you put it in the ground, and it grows into a shit tree. So you have a bad writer, and no matter what you do with it after that, it'll end up into a shit tree. So that's what we want to avoid. And if we have a decent writer who is also a fun person, then we can do that kind of stuff. So the second question comes in from the Pineapple Bandit. What happened to Pipe Attack? I know I've answered this before, but I will elaborate on it a little bit. Pipe Attack was someone I hired around the time I got Hellbent on board as a voice actor. Now, Pipe Attack, he was a fun guy. He was doing fine voicing the videos. Like, one of the most popular videos is one that was voiced by him. And then all out of nowhere, he sent me a message like after he vanished for a couple of weeks. He's like, "Oh, sorry, dude. Something about can't I've been busy," or something like that. I'm like, "All right, that's fine. Just don't do it again." And then he never sent me a message after that. He just vanished off the face of the earth. I'm pretty sure he's dead. All right. If you read the newspaper and it says voice actor from the United States found dead in house, it's probably Pipe Attack. I'll just be honest. Which leads me to the next question, which is one that every fucking person on the internet's currently asking me. In case you guys didn't know, I have answered where Shima is in a Super Planet Dolan episode, but you guys on this channel might not know. So let's see, who did I get the question from? Okay, it was Master Happy Chipmunk from my vlog. Are there any new updates on Shima? Okay, so first off, we haven't heard from Shima. She's kind of vanished, unfortunately. So, you know, it's that kind of sucks. She's an amazing person. She's a great artist, great writer. I really love collaborating with her. But for personal reasons, she decided to kind of stay off the internet. It's not that she won't contact us, she's just not on the internet at all. So, due to that, we haven't heard from her. People have been asking me constantly for an update on whether or not Shima's back. Alright, let me just lay it down for you guys. She's probably not coming back. I hope she does, but she's probably not coming back. So, there's no point asking for updates. If she does miraculously come back, then we'll let you know. She'll be active on Twitter and stuff. It'll be pretty obvious. So, yeah, I hope that answered the question for you guys. I'm trying to answer these repeatedly asked questions at the start so that a lot of people will hear it, and then we can get into more specific stuff later on once the view count dwindles a little bit. So I hope that answered a lot of the questions that you guys have been asking repeatedly forever. My whole Twitter feed's filled with questions about Shima, so yeah. Alright, next question from the Wolf Studio. Will you ever do any more World of Warcraft videos? I have nothing against World of Warcraft. In fact, I love Blizzard games. It's like all I fucking play. The issue is that I don't really play World of Warcraft a lot. I'm completely out of the loop on the gameplay and the story and everything. I got a tweet from someone saying, "Hey, did you want to collaborate with Noble 87 again and maybe do like, you know, the Q&A?" I was like, dude, I would love to. Noble is an awesome person, but I don't know anything about World of Warcraft right now. But I will say, ever since I took a little vacation to New Zealand, I was playing it a little bit more, but I'm not pro level anymore. Like, it's yeah, I'm not the person to have a Q&A with in terms of the game. I don't know shit about the game anymore. But I do play a little bit, but I'm never going to be a hardcore raider or anything like that. Although I have just done the attunement for Karazhan, so hopefully I could do that. Alright, next question from Deskbird. Is Gooby ever gonna be in a video? And I don't mean a cameo. Here's the thing about Gooby and her character, right? So Gooby is my real life fiance. I met her about, it was about 3 or 4 years ago. And she is, you know, my rock. And so she voice acted pretty early in the channel on a countdown, and a lot of people didn't like that. I think we did a, I don't know if she did the script herself or if we collaborated on it. I can't remember, but she had the same kind of reception Hellbent did when she first voiced the video, which was, you know, not good. So yeah, that kind of sucked. But what we did was we wanted to give a character, we only made a character like, I don't know, a few months ago. We wanted to give her the same we want to go in the same direction as Quiet from Metal Gear Solid, just being that kind of mysterious character who has like kind of like a hidden backstory, and so we kind of went with that angle. So if she was to, like, I mean, obviously now she can't voice any kind of regular video because if a character is silent, then that doesn't make any sense. But I will say that we did record her doing a huge variety of little noises. The real Gooby IRL, she has like a lot of personality, like in her facial expressions and in her little noises that she makes. I don't know if you guys have seen our live streams together, but you'll have heard her quite often. And so we want to capture that, and then of course display her visually, so that we can kind of capture that those facial expressions she does in addition to the noises. So we want to go with something like that. I actually think that her character, if we started doing a story like character-based series, she would be like a highlight, because if we can perfectly capture how she looks and how she acts in real life, that's a lot of charm right there. So yeah, that's why she hasn't voiced any videos, but she is around. And we do have something really cool coming with Gooby. I already hinted at it in my vlog. If you haven't, go check that out. I won't say anything more about it, but it's going to be pretty sweet. The video we're working on for that Gooby thing is about 75% done, at least according to the animator. So it'll be soon. Get excited. Please get excited. That's all I'm saying. Eileen, what is the scariest moment in your life so far? I only just saw that in the chat real quick, so I'm glad I picked that one up. The scariest moment in my life. Okay, so when I was around about 11 or 12, I was running on my school oval at top speed. And, just being a kid, the whole game was just like run as fast as you can with my friends. And then I tripped, right? And so I kind of tumbled a bit, and then I was on the ground. Now, it's just a boob. It's fine. You just get back up. Here's the thing, though. I had managed to split my femur in half. The femur is the biggest bone in your body. It's your thigh bone, okay? So my thigh bone broke in on itself. I couldn't move at all. I was in so much pain that I was in shock, okay? So I didn't even know what happened. I was just lying there like, I can't feel my leg. Like, I can move my bone, but it goes through the ground, because obviously I could still move my bone right up until the point where it broke off. So I was sitting there. Okay, here's the thing about breaking your femur. You can die from it. It's like the one big bone break that you can die from, because your main artery is right next to it. So yeah, I was just lying there. I mean, I'm a little kid. I have no idea what's going on. I just thought like maybe I just like sprained something, and so some people from my school coming up like, oh nah man, you're fine. Just get up. Like you'll be fine. And then I was like, dude, I can't get up. I can't move. I'm completely paralyzed. And so a teacher who, like, I mean, when I was a kid, I used to complain about a lot of stuff. So the teacher came by and was like, oh, Dolan, you're just fucking whining about something again. She tried to pick me up. She tried to pick me up with a broken femur. Okay, so you can imagine what happened. I fucking screamed. I was like, get off me! Ah! Like I'm gonna die right here on the spot because of this fucking idiot. So they put me back down. Then I went to the hospital. I spent I think like 3 months in a full body cast. A full body cast means you can't move from your chest to the bottom of your feet. Okay, so I was completely reliant on everyone to like do everything, and I mean everything. Going to the toilet, taking a shit, and all that. So yeah, that was the scariest moment of my fucking life, mate. If not that, then the scariest moment of my life was rewatching the end of my last vlog. As I imagine for a lot of you people, it would have been the exact same thing. Okay. Was it fun to break your femur? No. No, not really. Not 100%, no. I would say that sometimes I like playing video games more than I like breaking bones, but it's a close call. Anyway, moving on to the next question. Chase Parker. So is Super Planet Dolan and Planet Dolan based in Australia? Well, I guess it depends who you talk to. So when it comes to Planet Dolan, the company, we're spread all over the globe. So I'm personally based in Australia. I work from a home office. We don't have an office set up for everyone at Planet Dolan. We conduct everything online. But some of the people like toll up, I know in real life, and so I can kind of meet up with them and do some work together. But even then, it's not really an office setup. It's just like, hey, let's just write a script together. I can get my brother over to record a script with me. So and kind of direct his performance in that regard, and he can kind of improvise stuff on the spot, and we can just have a good time. That's why you always see bloopers at the end of the videos that my brother and I record, because you know, we're just having a great time. But no, I'm wondering if one day we could set up like an actual office. If we did, it would probably be in the States. I've always wanted to have a holiday house in California. If not that, then just an office or a studio or something like that. So potentially one day we could be based in the States, but you know, my heart lies in Australia. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to the next question. Oh, Romeo, what is the last 9 to 5 job you had? Oh, jeez, man. Okay, so I don't want to name the company, but let's just say it was Project Z. Okay, Project Z. Oh man, that was a weird ass fucking job. I got paid diddly squat for it. They made me do really shifty things. Call up people and tell them to expect Project Z. And then yeah, it's just like the rest of my time was just spent in an office. I did see because some of the stuff they also did was they would fix technology, and so I would see someone hand in like a laptop, and then I would see one of my coworkers. He would take the laptop aside and he would be like, "Oh yeah, man, we'll have this fixed up by this afternoon." And then I would look at him like in the background, just going through this guy's laptop, deleting everything. Every file on there, that was their fix, right? Instead of trying to figure out why the computer like wouldn't start up properly, they would just start mass deleting every file on the computer one by one, uninstalling every program. Then they handed it back to the guy and said, "Oh, sorry, man, we had to like format it." I'm like, "No, you didn't. You just deleted everything on his computer." What? Formatted it? That's like a manual formatting. Like, I was like, "Nah, I'm out. I'm out. See you guys. This is fucking weird." Yeah, so that was a bit of a weird job, but the amount they paid me wasn't even enough to cover the petrol to get to work. So that kind of tells you how shitty that job was. So yeah, no. YouTube is my current job, and I fucking love it. I fucking love it, mate. Hang on, let me see. Someone asked, where is it? Okay, Aaron, what's your most embarrassing moment, Dolan? Oh god, let me tell you. I was hoping this would make it into a story video, but I can also kind of reveal a little bit now. Oh jeez. At I think it was grade 4 camp, right? And I hope that none of my childhood friends watch this video. Here we go. So I was at grade 4 camp. It's set in this kind of lodge, and the toilets were outside, and they're in like little kind of there's like outdoor toilet things. And so we were all put to bed, and you couldn't leave your room or anything. And I had to piss, okay? I had to piss my fucking face off. And I was curled up in my sleeping bag, and I knew I couldn't leave my room. They would like lock you in. And so I was sitting there going back and forth like, oh god. Oh god. Oh god. What am I gonna do? Am I just supposed to like ask someone like, hey, can I leave to go take a piss? But then I'd have to walk through like tons of like wet dirt in order to get there. Like, ugh. So what I did, kind of in a panic because the convulsions of piss, because my bladder was like, oh, too full. I ended up just pissing everywhere. I had my 4 friends in sleeping bags like next to me. I just pissed everywhere, all over the sleeping bag. It was completely an unsalvageable situation. The stench just rose from my pissed up sleeping bag. It was not good. And so okay, so everyone else was asleep, so I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm doomed. I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be doomed because I'm covered in a pissed sleeping bag. A piss covered sleeping bag. So I did what any rational person did. I grabbed the piss covered sleeping bag and I just shoved it under my bed. I shoved it into the deepest, darkest corner of the bed, and then I got back onto the bed and I slept all night without covers. And so everyone else woke up and was like, Dolan, what happened to your covers? What happened to your sleeping bag? I'm like, oh, they got stolen. They got stolen during the night. I don't know, man. It's weird, isn't it? It's just a weird coincidence. I don't know. And all week, without fail, my friends would regularly say to themselves, "What is that smell? The fuck is that? Dolan, do you smell it?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. Oh, that's weird, isn't it? What could it be? What could it be?" And I'm just like twiddling my thumbs, like, oh my god, don't look under the bed, don't look at it. And would you believe I got away with it? Alright. I stowed, like, on the very last day, after for the last time someone was like, God, that smell, I want to change rooms. I grabbed my sleeping bag when everyone was away, and I just shoved it into my backpack, and no one ever realized it was me. I got away with it, alright? That was my most embarrassing fucking moment. I'm just glad I got away with it. I never, ever would have lived that down. Although one time, I did piss my pants at school. No one mentioned anything, but I'm pretty sure they noticed, because I stunk like shit. Well, I stunk like piss, I should say. Okay. Legove, what has been your fondest memory of Planet Dolan? God, when we launched the animation channel, dude... Oh my god, because that was like months in the making. I'd already met Sweet Commando in real life and talked to him about, like, we were thinking about doing an animation channel. That was at the behest of my contact at YouTube. They mentioned they were going to make a push into like kid-friendly area of YouTube. I'm like, okay. I was thinking about doing animations anyway. I can do like kid-friendly stuff. And so yeah, we were working on that for months, and I was surprised Sweet Commando said, like, you know, I'm on board for doing that. I'm like, oh sweet. I wasn't going to ask you because it's like, you know, for kids. But he seemed to be pretty keen for it, so we worked on that with Sweet Commando, Ghost Toast, and Return of the Goo over many months. And God, the stuff they came out with blew my fucking face off, blew my mind away. It was incredible. And so we had all this material ready for months and months, and we couldn't show you guys. And then finally, we had the day where we did the shout out. We put all like, what was it, like 5 or 6 videos up all one day. Oh, that was amazing. I was glued to my computer. That was incredible. But I mean, we've had like a lot of good moments at Planet Dolan, man. Just tons of good stuff. Let's see, what else? I'll have a look at the predetermined questions I've got. On Twitter, Nymphali asks, where do you see Planet Dolan in a year? In a year. Well, I mean, hopefully with refocusing on our main channel, alright? We want this channel to be premium content, okay? So, we'll be producing fact countdowns for like, I mean, we started doing daily videos at the start of this year, which we managed to maintain for quite a while, but like, it was clear that we couldn't keep the quality up. We don't have the infrastructure to keep the quality up. A lot of other channels, like, we collaborated with The Richest. They're really cool guys, and they've got the fucking infrastructure, mate. Let me tell you, they definitely deserve to be as successful as they are. And companies like Watch Mojo as well. Like, they can handle this huge workload because they've got everything set up for it, and they've got actual offices and stuff. So instead, it was like, well, we've been doing animations. We've been like, you know, I've got this idea for this like story-based series involving our characters. Why not just focus on the fucking characters? And so what I'm hoping is, like, by next year, we'll have a giant like mix of series involving our characters, and just pushing like kind of like the art direction of the whole thing. that would be ideal. You know what I mean? And so we just want to have fun with it. And so hopefully by that point, yeah, we'd have a mix of series. We could think about starting some kind of like more cartoony story-based series. That's what we want to go towards. But most of all, like, the prime fucking thing, right, is that we want you guys to have fun watching our videos, right? If you're not having fun watching our videos, there's no point making videos. That's just like the bottom line. I mean, I am also a viewer as well as a creator of our own stuff because it's part of like this big team. So if I'm watching our videos and I'm getting kind of bored, you can fucking guarantee you guys are getting bored as well. So going through the fact countdowns, and like even I was skipping some of them. It's like, well, okay, that's the problem then, isn't it? I want to watch every video. I watch every one of our story countdowns, man, like without fail. I love them. And hopefully once we start the fanfiction series, that'll be another series that is like kind of like a gold nugget that we've got going. So hopefully within a year, you know, just some good stuff. Okay, let's see. Are there any other good questions? Dead Meme Dolan, are you aware of the crappy RP accounts on Twitter? If there are, that's awesome. And I love that people are interested enough in what we're doing on the channel to do RP accounts, dude. Like, that's amazing. I love seeing fanfiction. I love seeing fan art. Dude, that's like the best thing in the whole world. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. Sorry, I can't see your name, but you asked, we ever have Dolan merchandise? I contacted Inex Labs about doing plushies and stuff for our characters. But first off, before I even do that, I have to contact our artists and make sure that we have the copyright to do it. But regardless, I haven't heard back from Inex Labs. I will contact with a follow-up just to see if they're still interested. But what I'm hoping is that we'll be able to start selling these things, kind of like how we sell shirts from Spreadshirt. Even if we don't, though, like at the very least, I would love to send everyone at Planet Dolan plushies of like their own characters. That would be like the bottom line, you know. Even that would be fun. If not Inex Labs, we'll find someone else who might be able to do it. Oh, what was that? Zappy, did you switch from your Danger Dolan channel? Why did you switch from your Danger Dolan to Planet Dolan? I've answered this before, but we wanted to make it a group thing. I was getting kind of burnt out just doing the channel on my own, and I wanted everyone else from the company to see, kind of get like equal recognition and credit, and that isn't going to happen when the channel is based on just you. I know that making it not Danger Dolan kind of makes the brand a bit murky, but in all honesty, I think it's for the best, and I actually do think it was a good idea, even if the flack for it was a bit huge. But I'm glad that we did it. We're actually producing so much cool stuff now that we never ever would have been possible if it was just me. Alright, so another question that I got prepared. Laura, what are the base characters of the Dolan crew? Okay, so we got the main voice actors, Dolan, Hellbent, Doopy, Nixium, Pringle, Melissa. If Shima's still here, it'd be Shima. Oh, and Gergak is going to be voicing a little bit. But then we have like a lot of other characters. You'll see the Twitter links in the vlog, like in the description box. That kind of tells you who is there in the company. But we'll make it more obvious moving forward who's at the company and what they're doing. Right now it's extremely murky and no one knows who's doing what or anything. So don't worry, we'll make sure that you guys know who's who out of everyone in the company. Guts, how was your high school experience? Fucking shit. It was not good. Primary school was really good. High school was not good. It was a complete waste of time. By the time I was finished with it, I was definitely finished with it. They were teaching me a lot of stuff that I had absolutely zero interest in, and I did not think was going to like do much for me in my life. Although I did make one of the teachers laugh when, instead of doing the exam, every question on the exam, I wrote jokes, and so they said, like they took me aside after the exam and said, oh, of course you failed, but thank you so much for giving me like a huge laugh. Like I really appreciate that you gave me something that like, you know, going from boring ass like exam, boring ass to exam, to seeing yours where it's like completely hilarious. I was like, thank you. I was like, oh, you're welcome. I'm sorry that like I wasted your time, but I'm glad I could at least give you a laugh. But yeah, Fan Guy, does your brother have a YouTube channel? No. He is currently, he's just about to finish studying an engineering degree, and he just got a job. He was looking for a job in engineering for quite a while. So he's going to be busy with that pretty much full time. He does voicing for me as like a favor. Like I definitely think that, you know, we should keep him going with it, because like, you know, he's great at it. Whenever I get him over here to voice lines, you know, he has a great time. But no, he's probably never going to have a YouTube channel. He has Twitter though, specifically for the character. DX do, what do Australians do for Halloween? Shit all. But I will say that in the last few years though, it's been getting a lot better. When I was a kid, Halloween was like not a thing. All right. The only reason you even heard about Halloween is because you saw it on TV and like cartoons. It's like, what is this holiday where they celebrate like death? This looks amazing. But in Australia, they never celebrated it. Trick-or-treating was kind of a thing right when I was like kind of becoming a teenager. But now it's like a lot more celebrated. It's by far my favorite holiday of all time. When I was a little kid, I loved Christmas because of all the presents. But when I got older, I was like, Halloween is the fucking bomb. I've gotten so many Halloween decorations this year, and cheap as well. I went to a place that is like a bargain. It's basically got a bargain in the name, and I got like a huge pile of Halloween decorations for like $100. I was really stoked with that. Yeah, it's an amazing holiday, man. Halloween's still not popular where I live. Ugh, I know, right? And it's not huge here. Like, you know, they don't have festivals or anything, but people are willing to have Halloween parties. So, I mean, that's an improvement. Chrono, when did you meet the rest of the members of Planet Dolan? Well, kind of one by one. Most of them, the bulk majority of them, applied through the Planet Dolan job application page, and they just sent me an email. Even sometimes for jobs that aren't even listed, they're just like, hey, I got this skill. Do you want this skill? And I'm looking at what we're doing. I'm like, yeah, we can use that skill. I mean, a lot of people message and like just kind of say, hey, how do I join Planet Dolan? And all I ever told them is just, if you have a skill that can be used to improve the quality of the channel, that's all you need, all right? Sometimes like if you have a skill in cooking, doesn't exactly help. But if you have a skill in like art, in animation, in voice acting, or anything like that, and you have a lot of experience in it, and so like you have your own YouTube channel filled with videos where you voice acted, man, that is gold. Someone we recruited recently, actually a couple of people we recruited recently, Gergak and Tony. Tony's been editing the story countdowns, and Gergak has been doing some gaming stuff. They're both extremely fun people. That's why I recruited them. It's not because, like, you know, they were fucking whiz kids at you know, editing or anything like that. I mean, they were pretty good. But the thing that really sold me is that they were just fucking fun. I saw Gergak replying to people on his channel, and I was like, oh my god, like these are great replies. I can tell that you're just a fun, cool person. Likewise, the same kind of thing with Tony as well. He had like a lot of videos on his channel that were like really interesting to watch. So it wasn't just their skill, it was their personality as well. It's kind of a mix. So if someone has a really good skill, but they're boring, that'll come through in their work. And so we don't really want to recruit them. So yeah. Lagove, Dolan, what advice do you have for someone starting YouTube? From scratch? Jeez, man. It's a fucking uphill battle, isn't it? So, let's see. As I said in the previous video, the vlog, 10-minute videos, well-structured so that people kind of stick around for it and produce them frequently. So for a lot of independent creators, and I'm assuming you're on your own, or even if you have a few friends, like it's probably not enough, it's hard, all right? Maybe find a niche to start off with, because getting that initial snowball of like initial subscribers is the hardest part of YouTube. I spent years having 0 subscribers, all right? Even before I started the gaming channel, which is when you guys got to know me, right? Even then, I had a channel before that, like a secret channel that I was doing for months and months and months. Even then, I failed at that completely. I had a great time doing it, but the amount of viewers I was getting was like shit. It was shit. It was not good. So I just gave up on that, and I remember it was when I was in my car driving down to go see a Paranormal Activity movie in the theater. I remember thinking to myself, all right, this channel I'm doing is not working. I firmly believe in doing content that you enjoy, because if you do content you don't enjoy, what the fuck are you doing? Like, if you're doing it just, you know, because it's popular, stop that. Stop doing that. Because you're never going to get anywhere. And so yeah, I was driving down and I thought to myself, okay, just because this one idea didn't work, that doesn't necessarily mean like I can't do it. I've got interest in gaming. I could try doing some gaming stuff. And so I started doing videos based on World of Warcraft. that got me my initial few subscribers. Once people got to know me a little bit, I started transitioning and I started doing a huge catalog of different videos, just like, you know, spitballing what I could do. And eventually, I was just browsing YouTube and I came across countdown videos just on, you know, channels like WatchMojo and List25, and all that. And so I was like, actually, this is really cool. I'm actually binge watching these. This looks really fun. And so I just decided to start like recording them. I made its own channel because I didn't want to like flood my gaming audience with videos. But they really took off really quickly. So they're really fun to do. So I've been doing this since then. Although when you've been doing it for like years, you know, you get kind of burnt out, which is, you know, what happened. It's still a really fun format, but you can't do the same thing over and over and over forever without getting burnt out or bored, even if you really enjoy doing it. Dub, when are you going to do a face reveal, dude? Oh, I've got so many videos of my fucking face on it. Just look up Loot Crate Dolan, alright? You'll find it extremely fast. Or look up DS Collection Dolan. I just had a game on the a video on the entertainment channel of me going through DS games. I had my face on that. That's like a really recent video. You're talking about on this channel? Here's the thing, right? I only put my face in something if I think it would enhance the content. And a lot of the time, it really doesn't. Like streams, I like watching streams with people's face on them, so I usually stream my face on it. If I'm doing a collection video, of course I have to have a camera on, and I don't mind sitting in front of the camera. It's just about context, that's all. I really don't mind showing my face, but half the time there's no reason for it. I'd rather show my character. Splosh, what was your favorite childhood game? Dude, that was Final Fantasy VII. Or it might have been a Pokemon game. You know, like one of the original Pokemon games. But Final Fantasy VII, dude, if you haven't played it, although it might be a bit too late now, I don't know, but God, man, that was so good. I just ended up playing it over and over, and my brother was heavily addicted to it as well. It was just incredible story in that one. Some of it's cheesy, and like the side characters are kind of shit, but there's so many cool twists. It's like a fucking Shyamalan film. Peanut butter, are you dating Doopy? No, I'm in a relationship with Gooby. Gooby is the fish character who's also blonde. Doopy's got her own channel. Go check it out. And she streams as well. And she's also doing a podcast with the guys at Joiltoid, the Lazy Cast. I've been really enjoying it. I've been listening to it whenever it comes out. Okay, Geordie, have you ever thought of working on a separate comedy series for the Q&A one? I'm not good at comedy. I'm not. I'll be honest. I tried doing machinima for WoW like a while ago, and I got inspired by like Nixium and Krendor, and I fucking failed at it, man. I tried. I just could not get it down. So I didn't bother trying again. When I made the animation channel with the Q&As, so the thing with that is I never tried to be funny. I knew it wouldn't work. If I try to be funny, I'm not. So I don't bother. So how I approached it instead was like, I'll just write this stuff like to trick people. All right. I want to trick little kids. That's the thing. So I wrote the answers like it might be believable by a little kid. I wanted to like look at their parents and be like, is that true? That's what I want. That's the key to it. But man, comedy's not my strength. I'd much rather just do legit storytelling with comedy elements in it, like comedy bits. But you know, I can make fun of dumb things. I think a lot of people can do that fine. And I can rant against things, but only like I can't record myself doing it because it has to be genuine. I fucking raged at Netflix a little while ago, and Gooby was cracking up. But that's only because I was genuinely like absolutely frustrated. But it's really hard to emulate in a script, that's for sure. Okay, let me have a look at. Oh god, the chat's still moving pretty fast. Thanks guys for sticking around for this long. It's been about 40 minutes. Still got a few people. I mean, the slow mode is still on. For fuck's sake, I still can't keep up. What was that question? Hunter, hey Dolan, how did you and the other members of Planet Dolan crew get to know each other? Well, I mean, okay, so it depends on who you're talking about. A lot of people just apply through the job website, but some people, let's see, Shima did a logo, and then I got to know her, and that's why we collaborated on the animation channel. Let's see, who else? Man, I'll have to go through my list of people at Planet Dolan and just kind of... I mean, some of them, like, their friends worked for me, and so they put in a good word, and so they were like, okay, I'll apply for the job too. And I'm like, oh, if they're skilled, I'll definitely take them on. Here's a good question. Zenshi, how did you propose to Gooby? Oh man, you ready for some cheese? You ready for some cheesy story? Alright. So, I mean, I didn't do something stupid like, you know, propose to her at like a ball game or anything. But I did the next best thing. Oh yeah, actually, yeah, Sid was my raid leader in World of Warcraft. And I was so impressed with the way that he kept his guild together through periods where there was no content in the game, even though he didn't want to play, that I was like, dude, these skills would translate really well to like what we're doing on the channel. And they have. He is an absolute fucking rock on the channel. I'm really glad I got to know him and brought him on. So what was I saying? Yeah, so... so it was our anniversary, right? I took Gooby out into the city, and I was like, okay, I've booked us in for like a romantic horse ride. Okay, so she got into the carriage, and she kept bumping against my my pants leg, and so I kind of kept covering it up because I didn't want her to ask what's in your pants there, not because of anything dirty, but because there was a ring in there. There was a box of the ring. And so I was waiting for the right opportunity, and so the horse ride, it was going through this grimy ass suburb like road with traffic everywhere and noise and bullshit. And I was like, ugh, this is not good. This is the worst way to propose ever. And then thank Christ, the horse carriage turned left into this park, and it was dimly lit. It was beautiful. It's like, yes! Oh, thank you. And so she had already given me my anniversary present earlier. She had no idea this was coming. And I said, you know, close your eyes. And then I took out the ring. And here comes the cheesy part, right? So my nickname for her is Jellyfish. So I opened it up and I told her to open her eyes, and I said, do you want to be my jellyfish forever? I know, right? Cheese everywhere. All right, just slap on some barbecue sauce, some meat, some lettuce. I'm done. Okay, cheese. And she said yes, yes, a million times yes. So that kind of confirmed it. So I was pretty happy that day. It was pretty cool. So yeah, we're gonna be getting married in March, and then. Kind of the next day after the wedding, we're going to Fiji to just have a couple of weeks holiday. Let me just have a look up here. AC3R. Dolan, if you couldn't do countdowns, what kind of channel would you have? Well, I mean, gaming was like one of my huge things for a while. And it still is. Like, you know, I play Blizzard games like all the time. I was thinking about streaming Blizzard games to this channel, but the thing with that is that I don't want to like bore my audience. So and also it doesn't feel appropriate right now to stream it to this channel because we don't have any gaming videos on this channel yet. We do want to have all our content on this channel, and we do the podcast, which is kind of about gaming on this channel, but I don't think it's the right time. Once we start getting some videos from like Gurgak, you know, reviews and Kyle and all that, like on this channel, then I'll think about streaming some games like, you know, Heroes of the Storm with fans, something like that. That might be fun. It's like the only MOBA I play. I can't even remember your question, but sorry about that. Killer, who's your least favorite narrator to interact with outside of videos? Oh, that's a horrible question. Fuck you for asking it. Okay, let me change the question. All right, let me move the goalpost here. Who's the person that I least interact with from Planet Dolan? All right, there you go. That's a better question. I improved your question. I took your question and improved it quite considerably. All right. So the person I least interact with, all right, it's probably Melissa. Not because anyone has a problem with her. She's actually a wonderful person, but she has a full-time job. She works at what's it called, Pixel something like that. She works with like VR technology and all that, and that's like a full-time job. She does voicing kind of part-time. So when I interact with her, it's usually through emails, and it's like she can only if you want to do a Skype call with her, it has to be like on weekends. I've only ever had one Skype call with her, whereas a lot of the other people from Planet Dolan I've talked to, like, you know, a fair bit before. Pixel artist, Pixel Cube. Yeah, I'm not sure what it's called. Sorry. If you have a look on her Twitter, it'll tell you what it is. But it looks like a really interesting job. I'm quite jealous, actually. I really love VR. Edgar, what other YouTube channels do you watch aside from your own and anyone else in the Dolan crew? Yeah, so I mean, I've been watching a lot of the. Are you sick? Yeah, I am sick. Triangular Wheel. So yeah, I've been watching Gergak streams, Kyle's streams, Hellbent streams, Doopy whenever she streams, Pringle, all these guys who have been streaming. I'm sorry if I left anyone out. But apart from them, the channels that I watch regularly, I mean, I watch a little bit of AVGN because they do like gameplay of like old retro games. I love retro games, man, so that's why. And let's see, who else do I watch? Alpha Omegasin hasn't made a video in a while. He only just made a video recently, but he had like a month of nothing. Boogie2988, Critical as well. I mean, these people that I've had like guest star on Super Planet Dolan episodes, you know. Who else? Shit, man, I don't know. I don't have access to my subs right now, so I wouldn't know. Jacksepticeye. Any channel that like releases like daily or like 2 a day or anything like that, I generally don't sub to. I might watch the occasional video by them, so like, you know, PewDiePie and Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, like, you know, channels like that I don't watch because it's just too much. That's thanks to YouTube's and its bullshit algorithm. That's the problem. Have you met another YouTuber you really like, Anusha? Noble? I met Bajira in a gym once. I met Jesse Cox for like 5 seconds, like next to an elevator at outside BlizzCon. I'm not sure who else. I haven't really met a lot of YouTubers. But even then, like I'm too awkward to say more than just be like, "Hey, how's it going?" Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, man. Chaos, do you watch Rooster Teeth content like RVB or RWBY? You mean Ruby? No, I don't watch their stuff regularly. I've been meaning to watch Ruby, but I'm really impressed with how Rooster Teeth run all their stuff. So, like, I'll generally have a look at like their website and just see what's going on with them. I think they got really good stuff going on. And I was really surprised to see Ruby figurines in like pop culture stores like Zing and all that. That was really cool to see. It's weird seeing like a YouTube series start to get like figurines and stuff. It's cool, man. Oh, and also I met Nixium at BlizzCon. But again, that was a pretty short visit. But I'd like to see him again someday. Okay, let me see if there's any other questions kind of pre-built from before. Lewis asked, Don, can we use our own logo template or the one you supplied for the logo competition? Either or. There's a really nice template in the vlog if you have a look in the description box, but you can also create your own if you want. But the template gives you an idea of like kind of what we need. We need that outline. It doesn't have to be like the perfect circle outline, but it has to conform to like, you know, it has to have like the hat involved, black outline, white face, that kind of thing. What else? Sins of Man Productions. So if you guys are looking for voice actors, then how would the applicant submit material for you to review? Okay, so standard way of applying is to go onto the job website and just email me, is it jobs@planetdolan.com, And even if it's not advertised for that position, still apply, right? I still look at every application. All the job listings tell you is the things that we really need. But even then, I haven't updated it in ages, so some of the positions aren't really being filled. The main thing we're looking for right now are experienced writers who have like a giant backlog of work. That's the main thing. Chris, are you planning to make a trip to meet the rest of your collaborators as a team vacation? We thought about doing a Planet Dawn meetup. That's still on the table, man. Why not? We want to probably make it in California someday. I'm going to assume like within the next few years or so we'll probably do that. Depends how many people are interested. You know, some of the people we have working with us are like very part-time or very casual, and so, you know, this might just be like a very side occasional thing for them. So it's like, you know, are they going to pay for like this huge trip over there just to meet us? That kind of thing. But as long as we have a few people interested, it might still be worth it. Do you accept people under 18? I draw and I like to draw for Planet Dolan. So the 18-year-old age limit is kind of like a guide. Don't take it as like you can't apply. It just kind of gives you, it just kind of gets rid of all like the 12-year-olds who are like, you know, messaging saying, oh, I want to be with Planet Dawn, but they have absolutely no skill in anything and no experience and nothing like that. You know, it just kind of culls a lot of those. But if you are like 15 and you're very skilled at like art, like some of the people we have working for us are under 18 and they're extremely talented. I won't mention names, but you know, they're really, really good at their job. So, you know, go for it. Don't let that hold you back, man. Let's see. Okay, Purple Hair Helicopter. I was wondering, is there a way where I can help you guys volunteer for you guys, like unpaid, as like an animator writer for you guys' stories? Just like Dawn, if your animators get tired, as one of your animators or writers. So I generally don't take people like for unpaid positions. I just pay you, right? I want to pay you because if you're doing a job, then it means I want to reward you for that job. If you've got a skill, like, you deserve to be paid for that skill. We don't have the infrastructure for, like, internships, you know, to get anyone on board to, like, let them kind of put this stuff on the resume. But if I recruit you, I want to pay you for the thing that you're doing. Because if I don't pay you, you're going to give up after, like, a month. You'll be like, okay, that was fun. Now I have to go find a job to survive with. So, you know, I want to pay you for the time that you put in for us. So, like, I'm going to say, like, right now, no, like, we don't accept volunteers or unpaid people. As much as that's, like, a really, really nice thing for you to, like, want to do. Yeah, it's just, generally I've found in my experience it doesn't tend to end that well. Unless we recruit you for like paid work, like as soon as we see that you're doing a good job, you know, that would work, I guess. I don't know. Salty Cupcakes. How are you looking for more artists? Yeah. So the best way to apply as an artist right now, it's like a weird system, right? If you send us fan art, right, on Twitter, and we like it, and you're looking for work, we'll just be like, hey, do you want to do like a guest position on like Dolan True Stories? Like, that's how we found some of our artists. That like they were a fan artist, and then we're like, hey, your stuff's really good. Let's have you thought about doing this, like, you know, for paid work? Why not? Otherwise, you can just apply through the website, and I'll still check those applications as an artist. But I will say that in terms of permanent positions, like, I don't know. I think we're just doing guest positions right now because we don't want to bring on too many people and then not be able to pay them. That would really, really suck ass. John Cabbage, do you ever anticipate the channel growing like this? Like if it's just you and Hellbent, Shima, most people? Okay. Did I ever expect it to kind of grow this huge? No, it was a really big surprise when the Countdown channel took off. I had the inkling it might, but I had no idea it was going to take off really, really quickly. And so, yeah, we've been doing okay since then. Although we definitely want to refocus on the main channel to ensure that the content we're producing is high quality, because I think the quality has been slipping a little bit with the fat countdowns and all that. But if we can just refocus, then we'll get there, man. It's like my number one priority. I'm not thinking about anything else right now except doing that. Wyatt, what's your most regretful moment in your life? Oh, jeez, man, something instantly springs to mind. Gogak, do you have a cringy YouTube channel before you made this channel? Yeah, I have 2 videos up, hidden on YouTube that are like the cringiest bullshit ever. I will never ever tell anyone what they are, but they're around. So what was that previous question I just brought up? What's the most regretful moment of your life? Man, when I traded in, and I told the story in the DS video, when I traded in my limited edition Game Boy Advance that had like the super sleek like NES like paint work on it, and I traded it in for the DS, the fat DS when it first came out, and then I realized there was no games for it. And I remember just being devastated because I went back to the store and I said, can I just trade this back for my old Game Boy Advance? And they were like, no. They were like, oh my god, you're that kid. You're that idiot that traded in their amazing limited edition Game Boy Advance. No, we already like auctioned it off to someone who works here. I'm like, oh man. And so for like a week afterwards, I had like a full-blown existential crisis. I was like, oh, what did I do? And my dad was like patting my shoulder like, it's okay, son. I know it hurts. Over a fucking like little video game console. It doesn't matter now. And speaking of which, I actually bought that exact edition of Game Boy Advance later on in life. Which I have in my collection now. But yeah, man, I fucking regretted that shit. And then, of course, you know, there are the horribly awkward asking people out and getting turned down regrets. Yeah, few of those. No thanks. Crustacean, how long have you known the other members of your crew? Depends who you're talking about, man. But we've been making, like, more positions for people since, like, well, I mean, since Hellbank came on board is, like, kind of when we started expanding a little bit. But even then, we had some writers that I brought on board. Link, have you ever had a life-changing moment in your life that really drastically changed who you were, for better or for worse? A life-changing moment? Oh man, discovering masturbation was a pretty fucking big one. That changed everything. Made your day more fun. That's the #1 thing that springs up. But apart from that, life-changing moment. Well, breaking my leg was a pretty big fucking deal, let me tell you. Meeting Gooby was a pretty life-changing thing. It really cheered me up. Because at that point I wasn't feeling so great. Another life-changing moment? Oh man, the booting of the N64 for the first time was like... my brain exploded onto my walls, and it was like I had to deal with like blood-covered walls from then on. It was great. Best time of my life, 10 out of 10. Peanut Butter, have you got your 1 million subscriber plaque yet? I do. I haven't hung it up yet, but it's like generally lying on the floor, and people come by, like look at my my little like house studio thing, and they're like, "Oh, look, you got 1 million subs." I'm like, "Yeah, they sent me that in the mail. I didn't ask for it. They just sent me it." I was like, "All right, I'll take my plaque. That's cool." But they didn't get the logo right for it. They had like the horrible like non-PNG like a white outline. I was like, "Oh, this looks bad." I appreciate they sent me it, but Gogak, Dolan, who's your favorite member of Planet Dolan that is also Russian and has a cool 6-pack? Oh god, I don't think we have anyone like that. We have this one cunt. He's not that good. I can't remember his name. Like, he's basically the janitor of Planet Dolan. It's Gur something. I can't remember, man. It's been too long since I like gave a crap about whoever that was. Pretty sure he's been fired already. Jerry, how many characters are there? I think it's about 30. Which I know is quite a lot, and like, you know, a lot of people don't even know who these characters are. I get that, that's fine. The thing is that we have our main characters, right? The main cast. You have, you know, Dolan, my brother, Hellbent, Melissa, Doopy and all that, and Nixium and all that stuff. So they're the main people that you've already gotten to know a bit. So they're like the kind of poster children. And then you have the people from in the background. So we still want to have like live stream AMAs of those people and get to know them a bit more. I mean, that's cool. But yeah, we definitely want to make sure that you guys are getting to know them, and that we're using them in contexts where like it seems appropriate. We're not just going to shove them in your face and be like, look at all these crazy 1,000 like character designs we've got going that don't mean anything and you have no idea who they are. Nothing like that. No, it's just we'll get to it. You guys will eventually get to know all these characters. But I would say that, you know, we started expanding quite a bit, and now we're kind of slowed down. So we're not going to be, you know, introducing a lot more characters. It'll be kind of like one by one over a huge period of time. Ali Muhammad, how much does your company pay for all your equipment? We don't really. I guess if I've recruited someone and they need stuff, like they need like a new computer or like a keyboard or like a monitor or a microphone, I just tell them like put it on your invoice like when you send it to me and I'll pay for it. I really don't mind. I want you to be able to do your job and I want you to do it well. I don't. To be honest, I don't even know if I can claim some of that stuff on tax because you know, I don't know if it's deductible, but even if I can't, I really don't mind paying for that stuff. That's fine with me. It's a one-time cost. I really don't mind one-time costs. Crustacean, do you animate your shows with your crew, or is your position purely voice acting? No, man, I can't draw for shit. I cannot draw. I've always wanted to get into animation, like, not drawing animation, but, like, being involved in animation, like writing and voice acting, so I'm doing that. But no, I write, I can edit a little bit, I can voice act, but most of my job is just managing lots of people and directing things. Which is, you know, pretty time consuming. Sometimes it's so time consuming that I don't have time for anything creative, and that's when it kind of bothers me. I went to New Zealand recently as like a hey, I'm burnt out kind of holiday, because I was spending all of my day contacting people on Skype and answering emails and not actually doing much. Like, you know, I would do like, you know, thumbnails, or I would edit together videos and render them and upload them in the description box and all that stuff. It's like boring, kind of like, you know, mundane. It's not the actual creation process. And so I was like, you know what, oh god, this is like, I mean, I don't mind doing this stuff because like I love working with these people, but like doing it every day and not having time for anything creative kind of sucks. So, but now I'm managing my time better so that I can do some creative stuff in addition to answering Skype messages and all that, and recruiting and financials and all the other boring like managing company stuff. Marcelino, what's the best and worst thing about your job? Let's see. The best thing about my job. I can wake up and sleep whenever I need to. I say that as like one of the best things because I have horrible insomnia. And I don't have a sleep schedule. Ever since I was a little kid, like, but I would just not sleep before going to school. I couldn't do it. I wanted to. I desperately wanted to. I wanted to take naps. I wanted to just sleep at certain times. I couldn't do it, so I'd end up just being up all night, just like playing a Game Boy or a DS or reading books. And so I'd go to school and be like dying on the spot. So this job like makes everything possible, you know. I can't focus unless I've had my full amount of sleep. I get jealous, like watching, you know, having Gooby go to sleep at like a certain time. I'm like, I really wish I could do that. I wish I could just, you know, go to bed at this time and just sleep. I can't do that. If I'm not tired, I won't sleep. I will not sleep. It doesn't matter if I've exercised and like eaten right and all that shit. I will not sleep. My brain will not let me. For a lot of you guys, if you have insomnia, all you have to do is just like, you know, get the blood pumping, just wear yourself out, you know, eat fruit and bullshit, and you'll be okay. It doesn't work for me. I really wish it worked. So at least I can do the job through that. But apart from that, I just love all the stuff we're producing. We're working entertainment. We're keeping people happy. That's the main thing. All right. If not the sleep thing, then that. I just love that we're entertaining people, even if it's only a certain amount of people. That's fucking awesome, man. That's what I've always wanted to do. I was like, what inspired you to turn Dungeon Dolan into the business it is today? Necessity, a little bit. Because I was doing it on my own, and then I was having a great time, but I was like, I'm kind of, this is like there's a glass ceiling here because I can't go any faster than this. So I decided to just like start recruiting people. Like one by one. So after a while of that, it just inevitably grew into a company, and now I'm managing it. It just kind of happened. I'm glad it did though, because the amount of really cool stuff we're making is like, you can't beat that. It's like the best job of all time. Mr. Carney, who is your first crush? Oh, jeez, man. Oh, jeez. So when I was a little kid, I thought girls were super icky. But when I reached high school, I did have a crush on this one girl. I won't say her name. But let's just say it was, it's a fake name. Buttface. Alright, I had a crush on Buttface. And, like, she was just, like, a horrible person. And, you know, she would, like, smoke weed and, like, in class, she would just, like, yell back at the teacher and just be awful. And I was like, oh my god, I want you. I want you so bad. And then one day, let's see what happened. She was, like, drinking alcohol in class, and then they took her out of the class, and then I never saw her again. And so I just gradually kind of forgot about her. I never did anything. She probably had no idea I existed. I was probably like a creepy stalker, like, human female. Like, yeah, like something like that. But after I left high school, that's when I started hooking up with the girls. But before that point, I was like a creepy weirdo. Marceline, does anyone criticize you for your work, and how do you balance it with family? No, actually. So when I was first doing YouTube and I did a self-employment course, that's how I met Gooby. Of course, everyone at the self-employment course was like, wow, that doesn't sound like a real job at all, like the internet, and even my mother was like, you know, I don't know about this. This sounds extremely shifty, this YouTube thing. But then I showed her my paycheck, and she was like, all right, I'm gonna shut up now. So ever since then, anytime like someone's saying like, oh, it's not a real job, I'm like, I earn this much. They're like, oh, okay. All right, well, that shut me up. That shut me the fuck up. Because once you're earning money for a certain thing, it's like a legit job. Just tell them, hey, I'm earning enough to live on. If I wasn't, then, you know, that wouldn't be a job, would it? I guess that you might be able to do volunteer work, but for the most part, if you're like basically homeless and you're doing volunteer work, you should think about getting money, something like that. Sean, do you have any theory over Shima's disappearance? Not really. I mean, there are personal reasons that I'm privy to, but I will not reveal. But I will just say that I hope she comes back, but she probably will not. So that's all I'm saying. Ali, what motivates you to do YouTube? Just entertaining people, man. Just producing fun stuff. The idea of making series involving our characters and giving, you know, our writers and editors and managers, like, you know, a bit of the spotlight with their own character, it's just fucking exciting. And eventually, potentially doing like a story-based series is just like awesome. It's like a dream job. That's what I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to tell stories. 495. Where do you earn money you pay your crew from? It's all YouTube, man. YouTube, it's if you can get enough viewers, it's a legit job. There's no doubts about that. I'm pretty sure some YouTubers made some videos about how much YouTubers earn recently. I don't know. I didn't watch it, but I assume that people are privy to like what you're kind of earning. I mean, streaming is also an alternative you could look at. But streaming, let me tell you about streaming. All right, let me tell you about fucking streaming, dude. Streaming doesn't work unless you're willing to stream like as like its own job, right? I'm talking like, you know, if you do it as a side thing, anyone can be a streamer. That's fine. If you're trying to make streaming a job, all right, here's the thing: you got to stream full time. I'm talking like 9 to 5, like every day. You basically have to live on the internet. You have to be able to network with other streamers, because when you network with other streamers, they can send you traffic from their channels. It's like spitballing viewers back and forth. So if you're socially awkward, like RIP, you know, I don't know anything about view botting, and if that works, I don't think it would work, because I think everyone would see through it. But I mean, once you've gotten the ball rolling and you've got viewers, I mean, in theory, you would just get more viewers after that, because the hardest part, like YouTube, is getting the ball rolling. A lot of streamers stream with like 0 viewers, and so when you multiply 0, you get 0. When you multiply 1, you get 1. When you multiply 2, you might get 4 or 6. When you multiply 400, you will get over 1,000. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm talking about. That like, you know, ball rolling down the hill, accumulating fucking moss, rubbing its skin in moss. Like, I'm talking about fucking moss here. All right, that's all. Any other questions? Datio Gaming. Don, what's your favorite? No, it's not it. You asked me what kind of music I like. I like good music. It's a hard question to answer, because like I've been listening to the Google. No, is it Google? What is it called? Play Music. It's the Google Play Music. The radio stations they've got for like rock, and so I find some good songs from there. But for the most part, like, I've never found a band or artist that have produced like all music that I like. They always have shit songs, and they have some really good ones. It's really hard. 21 Pilots have some good songs that I've heard, but they also have lots of shit songs. So again, they're not the exception to the rule. Like, everyone's the same. It's, you know, it's a mixed bag. Diana, how long does it take to animate an episode of SPD? For the most part, the animators can pump these things out in like 2 weeks. Someone like Return of the Goo might take some months, but it really shows. Some other animators might be doing like a uni course, so it'll take them like 3 weeks or something like that. So a little bit of time. Bazooka, do you have a real life job outside Planet Dolan? Nah, man. I don't need to. It would just be a waste of time, honestly. The amount I'm earning from YouTube is enough to like pay other people, so that kind of gives you an idea of how well it's working. But I will say that it's always good to diversify. Unfortunately, you can't do streaming. Like, you can't make any money from streaming unless you do it full time. And so if you stream, you literally can't do anything else. And I don't like the idea of sitting, like, playing games all day and night. I would go nuts, alright? I need to create things. I can't just stream me doing things, like, all day and night. I mean, not just that, but I'm not really that good at, like, you know, comedy and improv, and so, like, I mean, a lot of the big streamers are just, like, naturally charismatic, funny people, and a lot of big YouTubers are like that as well. And I'm not that. I like my privacy, and I like to have downtime. Like, after this stream, I'm just gonna have some fucking downtime, because it's pretty exhausting just talking constantly. But I am glad that I get to answer your burning questions about Planet Dolan and all that. Lieutenant Luck, what's your favourite part about living in Australia? Healthcare's pretty good. What else? What else is a good part about Australia? Coffee's really good here. American coffee is ass. It's anus. It is. What is that half and half bullshit? Use fucking milk like regular people. Don't use cream in my goddamn coffee. Fuck off with this. No thanks. Let's see what else. There's fucking music in the background. Gamma, where can we submit logos for your competition? Contest@planetdolan.com. Submit them over there. I know a lot of people have been twittering me some logos. I may end up going back and like adding them in maybe, but preferably contest@planetdolan.com. Lost Souls, what are your thoughts on Legion that's been out for a while? It seems pretty good actually. I will say that I'm not really into WoW that much. The time for that has passed, like very much so. I'm not. Whenever I play WoW, I just get bored really quickly. But it seems like a really solid expansion, and I'm glad that, you know, they added in this like mini patch they've got going. I hope they keep it up. I really enjoy Blizzard games. I mean, I've got so many games on Steam that I never ever play because Blizzard games are all I need. They're a fucking awesome company. Benjamin, did you have any plans before YouTube? Oh, ugh, let me tell you, horrible planes. You know, like when you haven't like got much going for you, like I mean, I assume a lot of you guys like who have kind of left school kind of know how depressed you can get when you don't have a job, right? And you're like you're just dependent on someone else. Like I was dependent on my mother for quite a while. Even when I met Gooby, I was still dependent. And it's just so embarrassing, God. And so, what was the original question? Oh, like, you know, what would I have done? So I was talking to Gooby about like getting into like IT, like something to do with IT, you know, whether or not I like help fix computers or something like that. Because at least then I could work with computers, because there's no chance of me working like any other job. I have to work with computers or gaming or something like that, because like I have no other like real life skills that would apply. I was studying writing for quite a while, and that's kind of been applied to what I've been doing up Planet Dolan anyway. So, what's your favorite Overwatch character? So I've been playing a lot of Junkrat and Torbjorn and Mei. I was playing what's his name, Mr. Cowboy, for quite a while, but then they nerfed him a bit too much. I couldn't kill like Lucio in like one go, so I was like, fuck this, no thanks. Guitar Slayer. How many takes does it take to record the audio? Do the characters' voice actors stumble in the lines, break out laughing often? Yeah, it takes a while. Yeah, McCree, thank you. Yeah, so I mean, Hellbent, it takes him a little while to do his lines, because he's a perfectionist, and it kind of shows in his work. For me, I don't know if you guys saw my first videos on this channel. I had this like really good narrator voice, okay, like this, and then I decided to get rid of it and just have my fucking normal drunk voice, because I couldn't be bothered. I really should have kept it up, because I think it's more engaging, I think, but at the end of the day, you gotta be genuine on YouTube, and a lot of people go into YouTube being nervous, and so when you try and voice nervously, you're not genuine, and so the only way to get over that is to just keep voicing stuff until you relax, you know? A lot of the voice actors we bring on board might be nervous at the start, but once I tell them, hey, just relax, you know, people just want you to be you, not put on any kind of voice, then, you know, it works quite well. Aaron, who animates for your channels? So we got, I mean, if you're talking about animation, not just illustration, because we've got a few illustrators. We got Return of the Goo, Sweet Commando, Ghost Host, Spinal Palm, Robo, shit, who am I forgetting? Fuck. So I said Sweet Commando, Return of the Goo, Ghost Host, Spinal Palm, Robo. I think that might be it. Doopy did one episode. That was a really amazing episode. It was Shima's last appearance. Yeah, I was really impressed when she handed that in. Hopefully we can get her to eventually do illustrations for True Stories, because I mean that might not be as time consuming as animation. It just depends when she wants to, though. Liaisa Fangirl are going to do a Halloween episode. The only thing we're going to do for Halloween is tomorrow. Okay, so 24 hours from now plus 3 hours, we're going to be doing a stream, and that's going to be kind of a surprise. But we're just going to be playing some creepy games. And we're going to have a few people there, all in costume. But it should be a bit of fun. But yeah, someone asked us before, was your first video super cringy? I think the first video on this channel was fine. The first video on my gaming channel, I decided to voice it really snarkily, kind of like how I am when like I'm explaining something to someone stupid. Which I think people either found hilarious or they were offended by. So after that, I just decided to kind of just read it out normally. So I wouldn't say it's cringy. It was just like, I don't know, a weird choice to start off with. Get all the voice actors to dress up as their Planet Dawn characters. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Some of them haven't even revealed their faces yet. I don't know if you guys have seen, but Hellbent released his super sexy face, his like, oh my god, fangirl, like creaming beard. So you should go check that out on his channel, hellbent.com/penis at yahoo.biz. That's his YouTube channel name. Lana, what is your character? Is he an alien? Is he Marshmallow Man? We don't really know. We want to keep it kind of like ambiguous. But we have an idea of his history and his abilities. Which, if we ever do a story series, I think it's like inevitable, but I'm not going to ever start doing a story series unless we've got the people in place who can write, alright? They don't have to write particularly well, but they have to be fun people who can also articulate that onto a script for other people to read, which is extremely tough. Extremely tough, man. Let me tell you, my scripts for other voice actors for Super Planet Dolan scripts is like full of notes that are like, alright, this is how I envisioned you delivering this line. Because it's not evident in the writing. You have to telegraph the actual performance. This is why it's easy with my brother, because I can actually just sit there and just kind of guide him through it. But unfortunately, a lot of the voice actors we have are overseas, and so I can't really do that. I have like workshopped people, and I kind of guided some people through certain scripts, but I can't regularly do it. There's too many people. Crustacean, when you sleep, have you ever had a dream? Do you ever dream about any Super Planet Dolan episodes? If not, what was the craziest dream you ever had? Oh god, alright. Okay, so not really a crazy dream, but a depressing dream. Alright, so I was talking about this on Mikhailum's stream, but let me depress you guys just real quick, alright? So, I have some cousins. You've got my uncle, my aunt, and their son. I don't know if you'd say nephew or something? Something like that. Regardless, they're my cousins. I had a dream that I got a letter in the mail, and when I opened this letter, it was like a package from my aunt, and it was like an early Christmas present. I was like, oh, this is cool, and Gooby got one as well. And I opened the present, and it was a book that said, How to Stop Being an Idiot. I was like, what? This is a bit out of character for my aunt to send me this. Like, I know I'm an idiot, but I didn't think she thinks I'm an idiot. So I decided to hop in the car with Gooby and drive down to go see him. Give him a little visit, because I haven't seen them in quite a while. And so, when I arrived at their place, everything was dark. There's no lights on, cobwebs everywhere. So I walked in the front door, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then I walk in, and like, you know, I can't see anything because all the lights are off. And I see this like, this dude, this like old dude just sitting on this chair next to this heater. He's like covered in cobwebs, giant beard, like nails growing out, like really thin, like malnourished. And then I realized it's my uncle. I was like, oh, what the fuck's going on? Like, are you okay? And he can like barely talk, like he's like breathing dust out of his mouth. And so, I was like, dude, what's going on? Like, why aren't the lights turning on? And he's like, oh yeah, the bulbs went out. I was like, what? Why haven't you changed them? He's like, I don't know. And then I'm like, why aren't you watching, TV? And he's like, oh, the electricity went out, and I haven't paid for it. I'm like, what? Alright, it's a bit weird. And then I went into, and I was like, oh, where's my aunt? And then my uncle was like, oh, she left us, like, I don't know, a few months ago. I was like, what? Okay. So it was like kind of a shock. And so I went into my my nephew, I don't know what you call him, nephew, my uncle's son, into his room, and he was lying in his bed, like covered in sheets, and there was like, a horrible smell and like flies everywhere, and like at that point I'm thinking he's dead. I can't tell. So I go back in the lounge room, and I'm like, what happened to him? Like, is he alright? He's like, oh, I don't know. I haven't checked on him in like months. I was like, fuck. And then I woke up. And then I woke up, and in my head, to kind of put the cherry on the cake here, in my head I was thinking, isn't life just like those light bulbs, like going out one by one until no one cares and everyone dies? Yeah. Yeah. So, wasn't the best stream ever. I had that recently, and I woke up, I was like, What's this fucking existential crisis I had? Like, I just want to dream. I just want to have a nice dream about some bullshit, you know? Just like running through fields naked and, you know, drinking lots of booze and having a great time. Instead, I have this horrible fucking dream about, like, the end of my cousin's life or something. Ugh. So, guys, when you go to bed tonight, just remember, go check in on your cousins, see how they're doing. Make sure they're all good. Alright. Jagan, Dolan, as a creator of fine content such as yourself, and what tips can you give us who are just starting? Well, you know, our content isn't that fine, just like right now. Okay, so tips for starting out on YouTube. So, I mean, getting the ball rolling for the first time is hard, man. So, don't start advertising your stuff everywhere, right? The thing is, you should start making videos about things that, like, people are already interested in. So, like with gaming stuff, people are already interested in World of Warcraft. People are already interested in gaming. Just make videos about that kind of stuff. Make it content people, like, will want to watch and, like, have to watch to find out. Like, it's just, like, they enjoy the game. They want to be engulfed in it more. And so if you can provide that more for them without, like, boring them, then that's the initial ball rolling. And from there, you can start, like, once people get to know you and you start making some content, you can spin it off into other stuff, start promoting your other stuff, and make all kinds of videos, anything you want. Always bearing in mind, though, that there are some formats and there are some topics that don't work as well as others. You should always lean in the direction of, like, topics and video formats that have a higher chance of success. But don't ever stray towards things you're not interested in. Like, I was doing lore videos, kind of like Noble, for like a few. I did like a lore video on like Jaina, I think, but I didn't enjoy doing them. I enjoyed watching them, which is, you know, how I became friends with Noble, because I enjoyed watching him make videos on that stuff. But when I made them, I was like, I don't really enjoy this process that much. I'm not going to do any more, even though the videos actually did pretty well. I was like, you know what, I'm not going to do any more of these. So that, you know, it kind of tells you that you shouldn't sacrifice on your interests. But that's really all I can say. Everyone approaches YouTube differently and gets somewhere, like, uniquely. Isaac, how many hours a week do you spend on Plant Dolan? Yeah, man, I work for YouTube. Like, I do this full time, all day, every day. The only times I'm taking breaks are, like, when I'm streaming, or, like, when Gooby and I are just, like, going out to do something. But for the most part, like, I do this all day and night. Sometimes I force myself to take breaks and, like, play games, just to kind of give myself a break. Yeah, Hellbent, if you succeed at something, you'll create your own personal hell for sure. Gabe, what's the weirdest conversation you've ever had? The weirdest conversation. Well, you know, my favorite conversations are the ones where, like, someone plays along with some bullshit you're saying, kind of like what I do with the truth facts in the SPD episodes. I had a friend, and we were going back and forth with, like, these complete bullshit, like we were just telling each other bullshit and, like, pretending to believe it. And we're on a bus, and at one point, my friend decided to say, like, really loudly, yeah, my dog exploded last week. And I just played along with it. I was like, yeah, man, I saw that. It was fucked up. And someone in front of us was like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? This guy just said his dog exploded. What was that? And so we were just, like, playing along, like, oh, cool. Like, yeah, no, it's, how long did it take you to get rid of the blood in the grass? And he's like, we just murdered it. We just murdered it, just ignored it. I was like, oh, that makes sense, actually. I wish I thought of that. That kind of bullshit. They're the best kind of conversations. Alright, another question. Tiffany, try a cartoon series for YouTube. I'd love to see you guys do some kind of cartoon. As I kind of explained in the vlog, YouTube only really works... Oh, let me put this background music a bit higher. This is some Donkey Kong shit here. Oh, that's nice. Some nice background music real quick. Shout out to spritelayerradio.com. They stream video game music like 24/7. They're not sponsoring me. I just decided to give them a shout out because I listen to their shit like all day and night. And this is one of their songs. So fuck, what was the question? Damn it! Ah, no, tits. Fuck. Oh wait, there was a cartoon. So yeah, as I explained in the vlog, the YouTube is not very good for doing like big elaborate series. It's like you just got to produce freaking content. This is why some of the biggest channels are like corporations and gaming channels, because if you're extremely charismatic and funny person, you can produce gameplay videos of just you doing stuff, and people take that as actually quite high quality content. Whereas if you're a boring person, you make lots of gameplay videos, it doesn't really work that well. I mean, we have lots of gameplay videos that don't work that well because we don't have that same kind of like, you know, charisma. It's really hard, man. Only certain people have that. You have to be willing to like put yourself out there quite a lot, and I'm not really willing to do that. I can tell like personal stories sometimes, but like in terms of living my, like tweeting bullshit constantly, I can't do that, man. Okay, so yeah, they're asking about the cartoon. Yeah, so producing content frequently, unless there was some way to like make us like a cartoon and put it on like Netflix or like, I don't know if YouTube Red would be profitable enough to support doing like a big series like a cartoon, but that might be a potential thing. But yeah, that's basically like kind of the short answer, I guess. Where was this comment? Scroll past. Pipe Bear Bound. So do you financially support yourself doing this full time, or does your girlfriend financially support you? No, it's I can support myself doing YouTube. It's the paycheck you get is definitely enough to live comfortably with. But only if you reach a certain amount of views. Most people on YouTube, if they ever break into their stride, will basically hit the glass ceiling of like 100,000-ish, unless you do really well. And you like even hit a hit series, but even then, if you don't turn into some kind of company, you don't start recruiting people, you'll definitely hit a cap of like 1 million per day, if that. Even that's really hard to reach. I mean, I hit that cap ages ago. It's really hard to get past. Chat froze for me. It doesn't matter. I've got some comments on the side here anyway. Fox Girl animates for the icon contest. Will there be a certain age to complete? No, any age is fine. That's cool. Taryn Ling, do you like dogs? Fuck dogs. Fuck dogs can go fuck themselves. You know, hairy, stinky bullshit. No, I'm kidding. I love dogs. I don't mind dogs actually. I think I like cats better now. Than I've had a cat. It's less maintenance. But I really don't mind either. Bot Pie, what is Hellbent's real name? I'm pretty sure that is his real name, isn't it? Hellbent? Isn't that like his first and last name? And his middle name is like I love Gogak, like one word, like Hell I love Gogak Bent. I'm pretty sure that's it. I don't know, I haven't confirmed with it. Stone, do you hate furries? Man, if I could just put every furry into a cage and just light up a cigarette and just like smoke it a bit and then let all the furries go because I'm not a monster, man, I would so do that. Trigger, Dolan hurts furries. Okay, I also remember RTX as a Superplayer Dolan panel. No, there was no panel, but we did show off Bird God at RTX for the animation panel they had going. That was pretty cool. Yeah, the Rooster Teeth guys just reached out to me and were like, hey, we're looking for people who want to make cartoons and showcase them on a panel. I'm like, oh, sure. We're about to finish doing an animation anyway, we'll just give you that. Shay, what is your real name? I'm pretty sure that's Hellbent 2. Like the actual, like the first name is Hellbent and the second name is 2. I had to legally change it after Hellbent bought the channel. Cookie Monster, Don, what's your thought on trains? Train killed my father. So ever since then I've been collecting trains and I've been putting them into a cage and I've been lighting up cigarettes and then taking a puff and then putting away the cigarette and releasing all the trains because I'm not a monster. Ashford, what's the most trouble you've gotten into at school? Interesting. Most trouble I got into? I'm pretty sure I've done something pretty fucked up. Oh, I don't know if I should say that. Oh man. Okay, so one time one of the teachers I really didn't like, I scratched their car to shit. I never got caught for that though. Another time I spray painted some words in a media room, and then they took the class aside and were like, "Who did that? Who did that?" And everyone looked at me and I said nothing, and so they couldn't prove it, and so I didn't get into any trouble. But looking back, that was a pretty cunty thing to do because they never would have gotten those words off there. Actually, how much do you earn? I earn a really huge $20 per day. It's pretty fucking crazy, I know. I know. I put it into my savings account. It's gonna accrue interest and I'll be a millionaire. Little big blocks. Where do babies come from? Out of the vagina! They come pelting out, like, they have a chainsaw, they come with like a little baby chainsaw and they just like tear their way out of women. It's great. I don't know if you've ever seen a birth video, but it's fucking awesome. It's brutal shit, man. Blood everywhere. Baby's like, get out of here, bitch! Fuck, I'm being born, yeah! So it's great. It's my favorite thing to watch, like, right as I'm about to go on the toilet. Frozen Hero, $20, that's $20 more than me. Yeah, I should have gone with like $2. Now I regret saying that because people are going to be like, I wish I got $20. Dolan is making fun of people who don't have much money. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. Don't judge me. Francisco, how old are you? 20, 30-ish, something like that, in between. So if you get my age though, that means that you can put it into like my password guessing thing, and it'll be like, when were you born? And you put that in and it'll be like, all right, because you put in the correct date of birth, we're gonna give you their long list of passwords, access to their bank account, their tax file numbers. Hellbent, don't worry, I only paid Dolan $9 an hour. He's very generous, I'm gonna say that. Hellbent's a really, really terrible person, and he actually brutalizes orphans like during the night, but I will say that when it comes to giving me some small bit of money every so often, he is the bomb. Death Gamer, are you male or female, Dolan? Are you asking me my gender in 2016? Fuck off! That's horribly offensive. I'm so triggered. Gino, what do you sexually identify as? These questions, alright, as a true feminist, alright, this is not good. I can't deal with this, alright. I'm gonna wrap up the stream pretty fucking soon. I can't do this. Can't do this. It hurts. It hurts to look at the chat box. Can't recover. Alex, Don, what's the biggest fight you ever got into? Oh man, there was this cunt when I was like starting primary school. I got into a fight with him like every day. I don't even remember what it was over. I just didn't like his face. So we used to beat each other up quite a bit. And then I think later in life I realized that I think he had a mental disability. So looking back, I was probably like a giant cunt. That's right, Dolan confirmed does beat up disabled people regularly. Francisco, why are you streaming? Oh, I don't want it. Oh, because I felt like it. Rage, what sports did you like doing at school? I like the sport where like you go home. So they throw the ball and it lands in your lounge room, like it goes from school to lounge room, and then I walk home, and then I go home, and then I sleep. That's my favorite sport. Isaac, what are your thoughts on the current state of YouTube? Ugh. The watch time algorithm, man. The watch time algorithm. It's fucked up. I mean, it makes sense in practice because it keeps people on YouTube, but if you're a creator, it kills you. It absolutely, like, after a while you just get brutalized. And this is why you need to turn your YouTube channel into like a corporate thing. You need to get lots of people involved because you can't just produce tons and tons and tons of episodes. No matter what big channel you're talking about, they have all got a team of people working for them, even if they're like hidden in the background. You can guarantee they do. At least at Planet Dolan, we like give them a bit of spotlight. A lot of the other channels don't. But you can guarantee a lot of those channels have lots of people working on them. It's not just like one guy. But yeah, I mean, you know, the common complaints, a lot of drama bullshit, gaming videos. Like, if you're an interesting person, you make gaming videos, like, you'll do really well on YouTube, but that's only specific people. So if you're boring like me, good luck, you know. You have to make series, which I actually don't mind that much, because I would rather that than have to play games all day and night. But, you know, it's really easy to just record yourself playing a game and narrate over it. It's just that only works for certain people. And then, of course, you got the fucking corporate videos, like late night bits and videos about Trump and political. Fuck off! It's YouTube, not corporate tube, not Trump tube, not fucking drama tube. It's supposed to be about just regular people uploading stupid videos of their, like, cousin dancing to some dumb song. You know, this bullshit. It's supposed to be about bullshit videos and just fun stuff. Instead, it's just late night and Conan and all this garbage. Alright, I'll take on a few more questions and then we will wrap up. Oh, I still have slow mode on, don't I? God damn, man. Comments are still fucking flying in. I'm gonna turn off slow mode just to see how, like, how RIP we're gonna get. Average Asian. What led you to educate people? At least unintentionally? You mean with countdowns? I wanted to learn that stuff that I was researching. That's all. It was like, I was just being selfish. I was like, I love watching countdowns. Why not, like, do them myself and actually, like, look up all this cool stuff? And then I decided, hey, I'll just record it and make it into videos. It's Silver Shields. So Vine is ending soon. What are your thoughts? Vine's ending? What? I don't use Vine, but I love Vine. I watch Vine compilations, like, regularly. It's amazing content. 6-second videos, like, it's fucking hilarious. I would be really surprised if it was ending or if you're just trolling. Oh, Jesus. Comment section. The chat's going pretty fast. Alright, so yeah, just a few more questions, then we'll wrap up. I think I already answered all the questions I wanted to answer on my little sheet here. Can you prank call someone to end with? Well, actually, what I'll do is if someone else from Planet Dolan is streaming, then I'll hand them my traffic. But I mean, I'll keep I'll keep going anyway. I'll keep answering questions for now. But I'll see if anyone else wants to stream or if they already are streaming. Mark, how do you research stuff? Well, when I was doing the fact countdowns, it was just a case of, like, Googling around, man. There are lots of news articles on these different facts, as well as other lists that, like, compilate all this stuff. So you just kind of pull from so many different sources and create something new with it. That was basically it. But I mean, these new videos that we're doing, like, you know, the story countdowns, they're pulled from, like, just writing on Reddit, fanfiction. We've got some people who have been writing fanfiction that, like, we're getting to do it possibly regularly if the format takes off. And then the Super Planet Dawn episodes, like, that again is just, like, looking up the question and just kind of taking all the information and condensing it and making it really accessible for people. Rage quit boss, are you a virgin, Dolan? Yes, I have a fiance and I'm still a virgin, like woe is me, like yeah, no. Sorry, I couldn't read your name, but you said, what's Hellbent like in real life? Yeah, he's a horrible, like, horribly terrific person. If I saw him on the street, I wouldn't, like, rob him. I would just let him be. That's how much I like him. Gino, what do you plan on doing in the future of Superplanet Dolan in the short term? Well, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? If we do any more big budget, like, animation stuff, like, yeah, the storyboarded stuff, we're probably going to have it on the main channel. If we do any more family-friendly series, we'll put it on the SPD channel. Yeah, I'm not sure. But we want to merge our, like, art and animation and, like, countdowns and stuff into one channel, one place for premium content, which is this channel that you're currently on. Basics, how many re-records do you have to do to get the video correct? Not a lot, actually. If it's scripted, it's actually fairly straightforward to do. Sometimes you'll have, like, a line that you didn't get correctly, or there's, like, noise in the background that you have to re-record, but for the most part, it's pretty straightforward. But when it comes to, like, unscripted stuff, yeah, you might have to re-record a few times just to get it right. Yeah, Superplanet Dolan is, it was originally launched as a kids channel, but we transitioned to a family-friendly, like, PG channel. But we can get away with a lot of shit on there. Pencil, inspiration of you and your characters' designs, any story behind it? Actually, yeah, there are a few good stories. So Shima was originally going to be a computer that had a face on it for Superplanet Dolan, because it was like last minute, like, what are we going to make the character? Dolan, they just took the face and they gave it a body. There wasn't really much discussion there. Hellbent was going to be just like a regular dude, like a human guy, and then either he or I mentioned that he should have like red skin, like be a demon, and so we did that. Pringle had like a bunch of designs, and we picked our favorite, which was the like yellow design. But Pringle himself told us to add the hat, so that's why he's got a hat. Some of the other characters have let's see, like some of them, like when we recruited the people, like Honey Bits, Emoji, they already had characters, so that was easy. Like Ghost Toast, Gogak, Ladybot, Mikhailum. Although Mikhailum, we took his original design and we decided to add some stuff to it. Like we decided he should be, his character is literally a 2D drawing that can walk around, and so he can like fold his body into like a paper airplane, and that's how he like travels. Like he throws himself, and then he unfolds, and if he wants to wear different clothes, he has some paper, he draws like a suit on it, then he pastes it over his skin with sticky tape or glue, either one. Kevin, were the other members of Planet Dolan originally friends or people you met and wanted on board? So the original people, the writers, were writer friends of mine because they did a writing course. But a lot of people since then have just been people who applied online. I don't know enough people in real life in order to like fill up a company. So yeah, I'd say 90% of, yeah, something close to 90% of the people we have on are people who apply for jobs and they're overseas, and I've mostly never met most of them. Nick, Don, what do you use to edit videos? And do you know when the next opening for an editing position? We just filled up an editing position with Tony, Tony Santos. I use Sony Vegas, and a lot of people at the company use Sony Vegas, but you can also use Adobe Premiere. They're pretty similar. Just take some time to get used to using an editing program. It is pretty straightforward, but there are a lot of little tricks you can do. Maybe look up some online tutorials to help you out if you haven't already. Lana, how do the Dolan folk develop their characters? Do they do it before or after? So as I said, some of them already had characters when we recruited them. For the most part, right, so here's the thing I tell the people at Planet Dolan, right? So I say to them, Okay, we're gonna let the artist. Okay, give me an idea of your character. Give me a vague idea. Do you want your character to be dark? Do you want them to be happy and bright and vibrant? Do you want them to be mellow? You know, give me an idea of how you want your character to be conveyed. And then what we do is we hand it over, like we hand that concept over to an artist, and we say to them, like an animator or an artist, we're like, all right, this is the vibe we want to go for. Sketch out a bunch of different things, and we'll pick our favorite. And then we'll like get the voice actor, whoever it is, to add on some stuff to it if they want. So it's like a collaborative process. Some people who have had characters designed, they're like, I specifically want this, and this. I'm like, well, that won't really work because we want to give the artist creative license to just like try a few different things, like try whatever's in their interest, and then we could work off that, right? So if you give me an idea of how you want your character to be, or even just like a species or something, or like a type, that's cool. We can work with that. But if you tell them to specifically do different things, the artist might be like, that's actually really difficult and I don't want to do that. You know, then you're like butting heads over something that should be pretty straightforward. So yeah, that's basically how we go about it. Okay, I'm going to let everyone in there in the Skype group chat that I'm going to be heading over the traffic pretty soon. Let's see. Stone, aren't Shima and Melissa technically furries? Well, considering they didn't even design their own character, and I mean, I know Shima already mentioned she wasn't, but like as far as I'm concerned, it's like a non-issue. Like they can be interested in whatever the fuck they want. That's like their business. Mackenzie, how did Planet Dolan start? It was just like a natural thing. It was just we're making countdowns. We decided to open up to a bit more, and then we started doing animations, and then we realized, oh my god, characters are awesome. Let's explore this a bit more. And all that shit. Dark Realms, are you very emotional, Dolan? Not really. Man, I like never cry. I used to all the time when I was a kid, but then I got older and I like even when I'm really really sad, I still don't cry. Sometimes my face hurts because it's like I want to cry, but I can't. Like that would maybe release the tension. But for the most part, no. I'm actually a little bit detached. I think, as terrible as that sounds, I'd love to be able to be a bit more emotional. It might, you know, help help the what do you call it? I guess just relieve the tension would be the best way to put it. Wait, so you're always happy? No, no, I'm always indifferent is the main thing. It's not like I'm that detached, but you know. Asher, what's the most embarrassing moment that happened in a public place? Oh, jeez. Oh, you know when you at school and you get dacked, and you get your pants pulled down. Ugh. Yeah, that happened a couple of times. That sucked. But that really that happened to everyone though. It was like our friend group for a while. Every fucker was getting dacked like constantly by each other. Even I did it to some other people a few times. Something else happened. Oh, you know what? Oh, here's me being a cunt. All right, when I was like 7 or something, my mum was leading me through a market. And at that point, I was getting sick of her telling me off for things, and so I was brushing past this woman who was in a wheelchair, and my mum was like, "Oh, come on, get out of their way! Like, you know, don't stand in their way." And then I looked at my mum because I was getting really frustrated, and I said, "Like stop! Like, it's not my fault she's in a wheelchair." And like the fucking time stopped. All right, time stopped. Hell like lifted up. Satan took over my mother and she just slapped me really hard and I deserved it, trust me. Yeah, no, that was terrible. That was terrible. That was embarrassing as fuck. Because I said that and because that I got slapped. But I definitely deserved that. Lorenzo, have they pulled your pants and underpants down? No, but there was this one kid at my school that got his pants and underpants pulled down, and so everyone could see his dick, and apparently it was tiny, and he just like never went back to school. I'm not surprised. It's like, that's RIP. You do not recover from that, alright? You become known as like Mr. Small Dick. You can't There's no chance. You're out. Yeah, I would have hated to have been him. Jeez, man. No, we all caught on and started wearing belts to school, even though our parents didn't need them. And someone tried to pull you down your pants, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Just give up. Calvin, most challenging episode to make? There was a while where we were getting, so some of the writers I had were writing scripts that were not that good, because they were picking topics that I hadn't picked for them, and they were like really bad topics. One script we had to like actually get rid of because it was like super dull, and so like, you know, it's a hard video to voice when you are absolutely not interested in it. So those would have been like a grueling session to go through. Yeah, it's probably something like that, but I can't name any specific ones, and besides, I don't like want to offend the writers or anything like that, so... But yeah, that's happened. Chuckle, what was your funniest Planet Dolan moment, Dolan? Oh, man, oh, like the funniest thing that like I've written in voice, maybe? Oh, jeez. I was really proud of the Tyrannosaurus Dolan thing where I said to have a good one, and I told the animator to have the bone jaw moving up and down as I said it. I think that came out really well. And apart from that, I think there's one bit that no one ever mentions in like a recent video that I'm really proud of, but it's probably just me being like dumb. It's where I made the joke about Batman v Superman. I said it was the question, what happens at a theater when like no one shows up for like the session, and I said, well, let's ask the projectionist who showing the Batman v Superman, and then I had that MLG scream thing, you know, the I was really proud of that one as well, although I don't know if anyone else thought that was funny, but I thought it was fucking funny. I was really proud of that one. And I've always wanted an excuse to use that sound clip. If you know what sports are you into? Sports. Esports? But even then I get bored. It's funny, you'd think the only sports I'd be into would be esports, but even then I find it kind of boring. That kind of sucks, man. What kind of experience do you look for work with you? You gotta be an interesting person. You gotta have skills, be able to demonstrate skills. You gotta be able to work to schedules. And you have to not be a cunt. Yeah, I'd say that being not a cunt is like the best trait you can have. Okay, it looks like Mikhailum isn't going to be streaming today. It's a shame. Mischief, what video games do you like, Dolan? Blizzard games? Oh, Gurgat can't stream as well. Fuck you guys! The one time I could pass the traffic? Assholes! How dare you be sick and burnt out? You cunts? And these are the kind of cunts I don't want to hire anymore. Alright, Gurgak and Kyle. Oh, and Pringle can't as well? Man, you guys suck! Oh my god! I work with cunts! No, I'm kidding, I love them. But they're such cunts. I mean, surely Hellbent can stream. Hellbent, are you still here? Can you stream? Doom, how can I apply for a job? Just go on the planetdolan.com job page, and they'll tell you how to apply. When you end the stream, you're gonna say have a good one. Nah, can't do it because I never know when the stream is gonna like cut off, even when I press stop. But yeah, I fucking love Blizzard games, man. Hellbent's dead. Of course he's dead. The one time I need him. Jeez. Sketchy, when did you start YouTube? Yeah, it was before... So late 2012 is when I started the gaming channel, but I did it before then, but I wasn't successful. I had a good time doing it, but yeah. Will you play a person? Will you play World of Warcraft with me? Yeah, Hellbent, cool. A playlist. Have you ever experienced depression? If so, what is it like? I'd say that yeah, I'm probably still a little bit depressed, as sucky as that is, but nowhere near the same amount as before I started YouTube, man. Nowhere near the same amount. It's only like the occasional like, ugh, I feel terrible. I think it's because I don't exercise. I used to exercise. About 6 months or a year ago, I was exercising like every other day, and then I stopped when I got sick, and then I never started it back up. And so I think that I'm a little bit miserable because I haven't started that back up. I'm eating okay right now, but I just kind of mysteriously out of nowhere I'm like miserable. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Because like everything's going okay in my life right now, actually. You know, I'm getting married pretty soon. That's pretty exciting. And YouTube's going pretty good. Yeah, it's just odd. It just hits you randomly. Lucy, what is your favorite board game? I don't know. Shit. I mean, you got what do you call it? The D&D ones, like the ones that like you got the base D&D, but I've never really played base D&D. Let's see. Yeah, there's one called fuck, I can't even remember the fucking name of it. Ravenloft or something like that. Castle Ravenloft. I got that one. That one's pretty fun. I really need to play more board games. Lack of exercise is bad. Yeah, for sure. I was you know, doing my own custom workout routine and on the treadmill every other day, but then I stopped, and like the problem is I don't find it fun, right? A lot of people who do exercise regularly, they find it fun for some reason. I wish I could do that. Small things like 5 jumping jacks a day makes a really big difference. Yeah, shitty. I should do that. I need to get back into it. Oh, hey, Bukowski. I really need to get back into it for sure. It seems pretty crucial that I do. I just, you know, considering all the stuff that's been happening this year, it's like all the videos we've been putting out, and like, you know, trying to maintain 3 channels worth of content. It's been hard. I don't have any fucking free time. Alex, what's the hardest choice you've ever had to make? Hardest choice you've ever had to make? Shit, man. Oh, you know what? When I was a kid, I had to choose between Final Fantasy VII and Pokemon Red. The only reason I went with FF7, even though I'd never played it and didn't know anything about it, is because my brother said he wanted to play it. And I was like, well, you know, I could get Pokemon. I don't know anything about that one either, but... So I went with FF7 and I did not regret it. And then I eventually got Pokemon as well, but it was like a year later. Done videos. What is the hardest game you ever played? Hardest game. Contra is pretty fucking hard, man. Probably Contra. It's brutal. It's just trial and error over and over. But it's fun, trial and error. Jakuba, what's the biggest lie you ever told? Oh man, I used to tell lies all the time when I was a kid. I was horrible. Lies all the time to my friends, man. I was the worst. But like I mean at one point I don't know about that one. No, I don't know. I can't think of anything like super juicy. Mr. Orchid gets to get people mixing up Doobie with Gooby. It doesn't bother me that much, but I guess maybe it sucks for them. But I guess if people get to know them a bit better, they'll figure it out. Red Dragon, have you ever had food poisoning? Man, I used to, kind of stupidly, I used to leave out pizza, like, okay, so meat pizzas, like meat lover pizzas, out on like above my microwave overnight, and so I wouldn't like reheat it, or like, I mean I would reheat it the next day, but I wouldn't leave it in the fridge. And so of course, as you know, like if you've ever done like a food handling course, you don't leave meat out like just not refrigerated or frozen or anything. because, you know, meat can kill you because of all the bacteria that grow on it. Like if you just leave it for like over 3 hours. So yeah, I would eat it the next day. I'd reheat it a little bit, eat it. It wouldn't be like hot to scorch off all the bacteria, but it would be like warm. And then I would eat it, and then I would wonder why my stomach hurts the rest of the day. And I never figured it out until I did a food handling course. And I was like, oh wow, I literally could have killed myself if I kept doing that. Yeah. So I regularly got food poisoning, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like, you know, like I keeling over kind of food poisoning. Bazooka, would you say Doopy has replaced Shima? No, you can't replace Shima. But you know, we've got so many people now that like the idea of someone replacing someone doesn't really make any sense if you think about it, because everyone's their own person. Legacy series looking for a writer as well, and raincoat on comic book writer. Let's see, pretty dope raincoat. Oh, that's pretty cool. Just go to the planetdolan.com. Look for the. I mean, if you look under any video, they got like the job page thing. Just click that and apply through that. Just send me an email through jobs at Planet Dolan. Right, it is the same thing with my pizza, but my stomach never hurts. So we should still. I think you're supposed to refrigerate it or freeze it or something like that. But don't leave it out in like the open. It's bad for you. Roxman, what fantasy did you want to come true when you were younger? Oh, let me tell you. On the Wii U gamepad, I had that idea when I was a little kid. I was like, wouldn't it be awesome if like instead of the TV, you had this like pad that like has this screen and like, you know, you could play games directly from that. Sorry, I got a Skype message. And then yeah, they made it, and then I was like, oh wow, I'm too old for this now. It doesn't actually like help me. It would have been really handy as a kid because I could play on my own screen and like, you know when you're a kid and you have to like have like a group TV, like, you know, your parents would take over it. We had 2 TVs and like I'd have to share it with my brother and sister, and it'd be a pain in the ass. But then by the time they released it, I was a full-blown like adult or a teenager, I can't remember. And I was like, wow, this is, yeah, this doesn't work anymore. Oh man, my voice is getting so fucking worn out. Stan, what was the worst thing that happened to you? Apart from the leg breaking and the pissy sleeping bag filled thing? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no worries, Pandora. I'm not sure, sorry. Yeah, my brain's starting to evaporate, so... You know, what I'm doing is I'm getting Hellbent to link me to his stream so I can link you guys to it. But I'll answer some questions while waiting. Brian, have you seen Rule 34 of Shima? Planet Dolan Rule 34. Isn't it fun? Isn't it fun? I don't actually mind that stuff too much, to be honest. Like, fully serious. It's kind of like the fan art and the fan fiction and stuff. I am just impressed by it. Like, I really love that people are like so into what we're doing that they'd be willing to like make all this cool art with our characters. As long as they don't like start making it into like a big series and like start trying to make money off of it, like that's not good. But if they're just like doing it for fun, that's amazing, and I would love to support them. 365, if you've been to the States, if so, how do you like it? Pandora asked me what my eye colors are. It's blue. My characters and my real life eye colors are blue. Yeah, I've been to America. I went to BlizzCon in 2013 and 2015, and I'm hoping to go back again eventually. Probably next year. I'm going to actually hope to go next year, even though we were planning to go to Japan as well. I think we can go to both. But yeah, we'll have to do a Planet Doll meetup in the States sometime. What kind of mic do you use? This one is the Audio-Technica AT2020. It's pretty good. It's on a It's on a stand, so I don't like. It's got like a hanging stand. So anyway, I don't want to explain it because it's kind of boring, but it's pretty good. Actually, don't you do giveaways? And the contests are kind of giveaways, aren't they? Except you're working for it. I guess I should do more giveaways. I just never remember to. Atomic Science. Who's your favorite Plant Dolan character? No bias. Well, if you're talking about the characters and not the people, Nixium's character is probably my favorite, to be honest. I really like his design, and I like the character's attitude as well. It's good. Although there are some really close contenders. Alright, let me just make sure that Hellbent started streaming if he's going to be streaming soon. Alex, would you ever play a fan-made Super Plant Dolan game? Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Oh, give me. gimme, gimme, gimme. Yes, I would definitely do that, and I'd probably make a video about it. Like, why not? Yeah, if it was like good enough, I'd be like, hey, let's like make this into a legit fucking game, dude. Let's do it. Yeah, Hellbent's linked to his video there. Hellbent, you're starting in 20 minutes. Did you want me to link people to you when you start, or like now? I really don't mind either way. I can still answer questions. Nick, is this Melissa X Nixium ship confirmed? Potentially. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say about it. I'd say there's definitely some possibilities though. Cute Panda Pie, why did you start this channel? Because I thought that the idea of countdowns was interesting and I didn't want to flood my gaming audience with videos. Although I've learned since then that having multiple channels, like if you're not a big company, really doesn't work, okay? Unless you're planning to commit to that new channel, okay? But your focus should be on one channel because it's too hard to split your focus. I've got 3 channels right now and that was kind of a mistake. I should just have one. Like Tibaha. So what happened to Planet Dolan movies? Well, that was interesting because that was like a 5-minute decision to make a channel. I was drunk with some mates and we were like, oh, I've always had the idea of doing a movie channel. Why don't we just do it? And so in the space of like 2 days, we like shoved together some ideas for like a series, and then we just launched it without actually prototyping them. And so it was like, oh wow, these series don't work that well. And then we were doing countdowns. It was like, well, why don't we just do countdowns on the main channel? It was like, well, yeah. So it didn't work that well. But yeah, I mean, people keep bringing it up, even though it was literally like an overnight decision. And then we're like, oh, actually, we should just focus on the other channel. So I've learned since then that launching a new channel, don't do it unless you're going to commit to it. And there's no point because watch time, algorithm, ugh. Mac, what is with Planet Dolan Gaming? I already explained this in the vlog I did recently. If you have a look at my last video on this channel. But we're making it like kind of like a sandbox channel. Kind of like what I used to do with that channel, that exact channel actually. I was trying all kinds of different formats. It's the entertainment channel, it's still the gaming channel, it's just a mix of stuff now. But if we do any elaborate gaming series, we'll probably put them on this channel, to be honest. Thorpe, would you rather get killed by Hellbent or Nixium? I think I'd rather get killed by Nixium because at least then I won't get like anally raped after I get killed. Have you seen a killer clown? Nah, although I don't really walk around the streets too much. Dava, what's a random fun fact about you, Dolan? Ooh, interesting. I don't know if you consider this interesting, but when I was a kid, I used to like reverse engineer lots of stuff. So anytime there would be like, why are they teaching us this thing in school? Or like, why do my grades matter? I would like figure out why it matters. I would actually, and figure out why curriculums are set up the way they are. It's a really useful skill when it comes to YouTube because you can look at other channels and figure out why they got where they are. because you're like, why did that video take off? Why did that video get featured? And you start like trying to work out exactly why. But let's see, another random fun fact. Let's see. Something interesting. Man, I'm so boring, aren't I? Shit, I can't. I'm drawing a fucking blank. No, I'm not interesting at all. Got nothing. R.I.P. Dolan, what's your scariest experience in a blackout? Oh no, the lights turned off. It's gonna suck waiting like 10 minutes for them to come back on. Yeah, no. Scott, have you been knocked out? No, I haven't actually. Man, these questions make it look so boring. Oh, Jeffrey, what's the worst injury you've had? Yeah, that femur break was pretty bad. But yeah, guys, start trickling over to Hellbent stream. You'll see it linked by Pandora in chat. Let me link it in chat as well. So I'm going to stop streaming pretty damn soon. Let me just open up a new page. Yeah, feel free to start migrating over there and I'll wrap up streaming. But I will say, for everyone, thank you so much for listening to me kind of ramble on with this lengthy Q&A. I know it said quick Q&A. I guess 2 hours is quick, maybe? I don't know. But I hope you guys had fun, and I hope this answered all the questions you might have had for the vlog. If not, I'm sorry. Tried to answer as many as I possibly could, but now I'm getting really, like I'm just done. My throat's killing me here. Okay, let me link this. Yeah, okay, so we started streaming. Alright, guys. I will see you later. Have a good one. Have a good one. See ya. Have a good one.